people in the city of Revere that are in charge are trying to keep this quiet about this contaminated land.
Here at KingCast.net Mortgage Movies, 18 months ago I watched a reporter I respect conduct an interview with Clifford Pisano about the corruption at City Hall, including but not limited to the anti-union activity and the cover-up of the contamination at 525 Beach Street, where the developers have apparently lined the pockets of City Councilor Novoselsky and others. But nobody will cover the story actually, and that's disturbing, so I will. So as you watch this movie, note three things. 1. The taxpayers never had an opportunity to publicly comment on the contamination because of the way the developers withheld information on their applications. 2. They were not punished because Mass DEP looked the other way, along with the ACE advocates who changed their story about what they knew about the contamination. 3. They were out pulling a rusting, polluted 2,000-gallon tank at 7 p.m. last night to avoid public controversy and spotlight, but it won't help them. And 4th, take a look at the montage of contempt toward me that I have assembled over the past 18 months from mayoral lackey Miles Lane Kennedy and Councilor Novoselsky, who actually swatted my camera as I investigated this 18 months ago. Now you'll note that similar shenanigans got his head cracked open a while back there a couple of years ago, but I guess that some folks just learned the hard way. But listen, they can be as mad at me as they want to be, but I'm not the problem. Those guys are the problem, and they should all be ashamed of themselves for conduct inimical to the public trust.
All right, I don't know, whatever the case, you need to act more professionally. I have a question for you. Listen, I have a question for you. I noticed that the application, sir, Ira, the testing was done back in May, and on the zoning app, there's no mention of any contamination, even though the testing had been completed already, sir.
When it comes to people's health, they're really not looking out for them. If they were, they would already had the test results, they would already been public, and everybody would have been happy.
We're here in Revere, City Hall.
I don't want the camera on.
All right, I'm giving you something here, and I want you to talk to the mayor about it. All right, because I want to talk to the mayor about it. All right, first off, Councilor Novoselsky just smacked my camera with his hat in the hallway.
Can you turn the video camera off?
You told me the solicitor wasn't going to talk to me.
Can you turn the video camera off?
Why?
Because it's disturbing.
Why is it disturbing?
It's very threatening when you have the camera on. I feel like I can't have a conversation with you.
I'm asking you to leave, please.
Sir.
For the third time, would you please
Can I
leave?
turn my camera off? Can I ask you the question?
It has nothing to do with camera. We're asking
Oh, it
you
has
to
nothing
leave,
to do with the
please.
camera now. So you just asked me to leave, period. Because you don't like what I'm talking about. Is that it? The issue is that the developer at 525 Revere, the B Street over here in Revere, never disclosed the test results to the community throughout the zoning process, okay? And those test results were, would prove that there was contamination there that they refused to divulge. And so the community, you should be upset about this, sir. You're in the mayor's office, the community was denied the right to know what was really going on at that site. So why are you asking me to leave? Because I'm asking you those questions.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to leave, please.
Why? Because the camera's on?
It's very disturbing. That's what I said to you on the phone. And I don't
Sir,
appreciate
I
keeping the
emailed you.
camera.
It's not a matter of what you appreciate. I don't appreciate being ignored. I emailed you.
Are trying to keep this quiet about this contaminated land. And I believe all the events that led up to this tank being removed out of this ground was done without permits, without the right EPA guidelines, without anything. I mean, and it all has to be done properly.
Abutter Clifford Pisano and I determined that the city knew of contamination by virtue of the gas station card on file that I pulled, and by virtue of the fact that Councilor Novoselsky was present at relevant developer meetings where it was plainly discussed online. But the city granted full permitting without anyone ever publicly revealing the actual results of the testing. And the city and Mass DEP allowed all of this to happen without any taxpayer knowledge outside of what Mr. Pisano and I have posted. Folks, it appears that Clifford Pisano's position has been somewhat vindicated. It's clear that there were storage tanks on the subject property.
You talked to Ace.
Oh yeah, Stacy Rubin.
Okay, and did Ms. Rubin ever indicate to you that she had documentation supporting your...
We tried to get documentation from the city. We got the development plans. When she went to get paperwork, she has more pull and can get more paperwork in Boston than from the city. So she told him she got documents. Said that she could prove that Gibbs Oil was there. There was documentation in town.
The fire department told me that no one's come to pull them or anything of that nature, and they would have to, consult with them before you do that. So I'm presuming that those tanks are still there, and God knows what if they've leaked or whatever. Interestingly enough, the soup kitchen was there for a while. It moved. Then in 2000, the storage facility people, they tried to put something up there, and that fell through for some reason. Because it would be serious if there was contamination there. If they're gonna build on that, that'd be pretty serious, right?
Investigation that was done did reveal some low-level contaminants in the fill on the land.
Please put a hold on them from doing any work until this testing, this whole...
So if you could, when did your client come into possession of the testing results? If you could, Councilor. Councilor? I was just curious, if your client got that a long time ago last year? Beaten as a child, left for dead, sexually molested with a hole in his head. Clifford Pisano is today's American hero. He fights for rights, his employment rights, and for the environmental rights of the community at 525 Beach Street in Revere, Mass. He has the chutzpah to do what many men with larger brains won't. And I'm going to follow him every step of the way.